All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please, in the chat box, can you just tell us where you're joining us from? Let us see your face. Let us know where you're joining us from. Thank you for joining from the 36 states, including the FCT capital. We say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being the member of this great CDS, and we have no doubt that we are the best. For you to be here, we have no doubt that your competence, your capacity, and your capability to be part of this great vision and to be one of the best out of the rest. And ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, please can you just introduce yourself, tell us where you're joining us from, the state you're joining us from, and your expectation from today's CDS. My name is Odetayo David Mayowa. I am the National Projects Coordinator for Digital Literacy for all CDS. Thank you once again for joining. We are glad to have you. We are excited to be having this great discussion with representatives from your state. And we all know the topic we're discussing today, which is youth demographic dividend, my personal call to action. I know many of us would have gone through this topic. Many of us will be wondering, what are we trying to discuss? Many of us will be wondering, are we really going to be discussing this at this time? But yes, I will tell you yes. I'll tell you yes. But notwithstanding, we are going to be doing this together because we have representatives from your state. Yes. So as we're saying, we are seeing many of us representing our state. I can see Habiba from Lagos. I can see Yunus all the way from Lagos too, right? I can see Ajoke from Taraba. Come on, let's keep putting it on. Let's put it on. Abia State is well represented here. Yes, Jigawa is represented here. Castina is also represented here. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. We are our Kaduna guys. We are our Benue guys, right? Rivers guys. Where are we all? Mind you, today is our Democracy Day. Happy Democracy to you all. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're proud to be Nigerian. I know you're also proud to be a Nigerian here, right? Despite the challenges, despite the ups and downs, despite the hooks, we are surviving and we are champions, right? We are change makers and we are making things happen in our state, in our little communities, and our little space. Thank you so much for joining. Israel from Kwara, welcome. Anambra well represented. Lagos well represented. Ogun well represented. You all are welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. We say welcome to you once again, and we're proud to have you. We're proud to have you. Thank you so much for joining. We're glad to have you here. Never forget that we all are change makers. Thank you. Without further ado, we're going to be taking the national anthem. And if you're ready, backstage, we are ready. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, guys. You all are welcome. You all are welcome. Thank you so much once again. God bless you. Thank you for joining from wherever you're joining. We are glad to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. The topic before us today is youth demographic dividend, my personal call to action. I want to hear our perspective from the chat box. What do you think and what do you feel? What's your understanding about the youth demographic dividend? What do you think? What are we saying? What is youth demographic dividend? How do you think this applies and it's pertaining to you and whatever that is happening today in our country, Nigeria? So I want to see what our views are in the chat box because we are all doing this together while we get ready to welcome our colleagues representing us from each state. And we're glad to have them join us back end here. We're going to be having some representative from state, and we're going to have them discuss about the youth demographic dividend, my personal call to action. So meanwhile, while we wait for them, can we get some views from you, our colleagues, in the chat box? What do you think? What is youth demographic dividend? What are we saying when we talk about youth demographic dividend? I know you have something here. I know you have your own idea. Please, can you just jump in and tell us in the chat box? Let's do a discussion, right? Let's rub minds together. Let's know where you're coming from. Let's know your idea. Let's get to understand what you have, your view about the youth demographic dividend. So let's populate the chat box, the comment section on what is the youth demographic dividend. I want to see it so I can read it together with us so that we can actually move together. Right? I'm waiting for us. I'm waiting for us. All right, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Youth demographic dividend. Oh, I'm waiting for us. I'm waiting for us. I know we have so much scholars here, right? Please don't go to ChatGPT. All right, real talk with Muna. She says youth demographic dividend refers to the economic benefits that arise when a country has a large proportion of working age individuals. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. I love that. Can we have others coming? Can we have others coming? Thank you so much, Real Talk with Mona. Rightly said. She said, youth demographic dividend refers to the economic benefit that arise when a country has a large proportion of working age individuals. We have another one from Perfect Reality. The youth demographic dividend is the economic advantage a country gets when it has more young working age people than dependence. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm expecting to see more. Thank you for your ideas. While we get ready and we bring up on stage two states that will be speaking with us. We have another person, Okoye. He said, youth demographic dividend refers to the economic benefit that occurs when at least 60% of the youth population, 15 to 60, are involved in the workforce sector of the country. Beautiful, beautiful. I said we have scholars in this CDS and we're proud to have you. All right. Luke says, in more direct terms, it centers around exploring the potentials of Nigerian youth to rest and expedite Nigeria's development across all levels. Come on, come on, come on. You guys are wonderful. You guys are giving it up. And without further ado, we'll be welcoming the FCT representative that is coming up to talk to us very briefly because we're going to be welcoming so many states on board. We're going to be welcoming so many states that are going to be actually discussing this topic and giving us their view, right? So please, can we welcome the FCT representatives? Yes, in person of Josephine Okpene and Abbas Abiola. Please, can we put our hands in the comment section? Can we welcome them? And very quickly, what is your view? I'm talking to Josephine at the moment. What is your view about the youth demographic dividend? What is your view? What's your idea on the youth demographic dividend?
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Please, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. My name is Josephine Openeteri, and I'm a member of the Digital Literacy for All CDS Group, FCT. And it's a deep honor and privilege to be here to present on this critical topic presently, very important to Nigeria's economy at the moment. So Nigeria is what we call, or we as economists call, it's a youth demographic dividend because of the advantages that arise because of the rising population of the youth, which are between 15 to 35, and they are more than the dependent um, po- po- population, which are the children and the elderly, right? So this is important because there are a lot of advantages that accrue to this kind of setting in the country, but it can only be an advantage if it is critically utilized, strategically sustained, and of course improved on. So this is like an opportunity that can drive rapid development if we can critically and strategically eh, um, harness the potentials of the youth, right? So it's going to only be a demographic dividend because it's not automatic. There is a call to action. There are things that we have to do to make it a dividend, to make it an advantage. And this cut across four critical areas, which include investing in quality education, access to internet and technology, leadership enhancement, and of course, job creation for the youth so that they can be empowered to, of course, give the advantage that the country needs for its development. So, so far, it's going to look like it's a ticking time bomb. The whole budge can be scary, but it's only going to be scary if we do not have some things in place to be able to direct these youth to creating the development for the country at large. So, what is going to be the call to action? We need to be able to put the youths in critical places where they are going to make sustainable and scalable impact. Not just impact, but impact that can be sustained and scaled. So it goes from one person to two to four to eight, and of course, large. So from there, the whole country and the economy is going to be having very, very
Yeah,
significant
yeah.
impact. So what do we do now? As a member here in FCT, we and of course I'm an advocate for digital inclusion. So what we do is we empower ourselves and go into the streets, into the markets to empower every other person. So this is us taking action as youths to be able to use the dividend that we are supposed to give to be able to create sustainable and scalable
All right,
impact.
all
So
right.
in
Thank
short,
you,
I'm just
thank
going to
you,
leave it
thank you.
with four
So we
things.
get to have your
Let's
colleagues
lead
to speak
sustainably,
also.
let's lead
Can you hear me?
strategically and empower ourselves so that we can be able to create the advantage that of course will be important for the economy at large. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Josephine from FCT. All right, let's have Abbas. Abbas Abiola. Yes, we're talking about the youth demographic dividend, like your colleague actually just said, and she has explained a whole lot. What's your view about the call to action? Right? What's your view about the call to action? About the youth demographic dividend and it's making it your personal call to action. How does it apply to your personal call to action? What are the things you have to do to make it your own personal call to action?
All right,
Over
thank you
to you.
very much, and good morning, everyone.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, fellow core members. I am Abbas Abel Abdelaziz, a DLC core member from FCT. Nigeria actually has nothing less than 70% of its population under the age of 30. This is an enormous resource for any nation that any nation can have. And this is one resource that even some of the most powerful nations of the world are not having. Most of the first world countries that we know, they are aging aging economy with most of their population um, old people, 60, 65, average age around 50, 55 in some other countries. So Nigeria is actually at an advantage with our current demography, with youth having the biggest number in a very long time. So what I actually see in all of this is that if we do not harness this resource, if we do not harness this number effectively, it is definitely like I like to borrow the statement, the expression Josephine actually used, that is going to be a ticking time bomb. If we are not able to harness this number, it is going to come at us and it starts haunting us. So, from my own explorations, from my findings, from my observations, I've seen that for us to harness the benefit of having this young population, we have to focus on some of the things that a lot of us have not been focusing on for a long time. Yes, Nigerian Jews, we have tech gurus everywhere. We have intelligent economists. We have people who are technically competent in a lot of technical areas. But then I've come to realize that the soft skills are actually the hardest skills. And this is something that everybody can go ahead and verify to see the veracity of it. So when we also say that the soft skills are the hardest skill, I've also seen that there's a particular part of soft skills that people are not even talking about.
Mm,
Well, it's easier for us to see people going to communication classes. It's easier for us to see people paying money to attend leadership classes. But it's very rare to see people learning how to think. So my personal call to action is inspiring young people like myself or younger people than me to think, giving them
mm,
the ability to think critically. That's one of it. Actually,
mm.
I've identified 5 areas of thinking. Critical thinking is one, creative thinking
All
is
right.
another, thinking
All
at
right.
the edge is another, which is also known as innovative thinking. And then there is also futures thinking. A lot of
Mm,
people do not really know this. And I believe if we take this up and we start advocating this thinking skill among young people in Nigeria is going to get to a place where this population of young people are not waiting for permission to work, rather, they are waiting for opportunities to launch. Thank you.
mm. Come on, come on, come on. This is beautiful. The FCT team. Can we celebrate them in the chat box? Can we just give them some thumbs up? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And whether you like it or not, we have this as a call to action. What are you doing? And Abiola said something so striking, which right now we are in the age of AI and we don't have people who are doing what we call critical thinking. People no longer want to think. Nobody wants to be original again. So anything you tell us to do right now, we go straight to AI to fetch the answers, even when we don't even have anything to contribute. And we ascribe it to what our skills is and what we can do. Right? I think thank you so much, FCT team. Without further ado, we are going to be rounding it up because we might be having Mr. Tayo on board to discuss this with us. But right now, please, can we just give some thumbs up to the the FCT guys? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to be having the next people on board, which is the Ekiti and Abia State. Ekiti and Abia State. We're going to be having Mrs. Precious Clifford all the way from Abia. And we're going to be having Emmanuel from Ekiti. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. We're glad to have you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let us have you to speak.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. You're looking good. You're looking good. Thank you for joining. All right. The main topic we have is youth demographic dividend. Precious, what do you have to say about youth demographic dividend?
Hello, everybody. I'm Stevenson Precious Clifford, a serving corps member in Umuahia South Local Government Area, Abia State, and I'll be representing Abia State in speaking on the topic Youth Demographic Dividend, my personal call to action. So, as we already know, Nigeria is filled with so many youths, and how can we leverage on the population of youth to benefit the country, Nigeria as a whole. So as part of the Digital Literacy for All CDS group, I've been empowering youth with tech skills, and I've also been mentoring them career-wise and trying to get to know them better in my local government, Apumri, Ubakara, Umahia South to be precise. So I also educate them on how to promote civic mentorship, and then I have a small circle of youth where I gather them together and I speak to them about how to how they can get mentorship. It's called the Youth Mentorship Circle, and how I can create a ripple effect on the positive change in the community. So I discuss with them and then teach them tech skills that I've learned from Digital Literacy for All, and I impact them and show them how they can use these hands-on skills to develop themselves and create jobs for themselves rather than only seeking job. So what is my personal call to action I would like to share? It is, let's rise up, let's scale up, and let's build our future together. So with digital tech skills, we can actually unlock opportunities, drive innovation, and build a brighter future for Nigeria. Thank you.
Come on. Thank you so much, Precious. Thank you. Thank you. We have to rise up. We have to rise up. Please, can you also tell me, your chat boss, are you rising up? If you're rising up, if you're doing something, are you taking an action? Are you taking any action to make sure that this youth demographic dividend has become your personal call to action? Thank you so much, Precious, for that. Thank you for all you do. We are so blessed to have you in our CDS. Over to the Ekiti representative in person of Mr. Emmanuel. What's your personal call to action when we talk about the youth demographic dividend? And how has it been your personal call to action?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Edong Emmanuel, a core member serving in Ado local government area, Ekiti State precisely. Yeah, we're not talking about youth demographic dividend. We're talking about the growth of a society, a growth of a nation, a growth of a state, when each working population, that is the young working population, is far more greater than the dependent population. Dependent populations are population from 0 to 15 and 65 and above. That is to say, at that stage, they can't fend for themselves. At that stage, they don't have the agility to contribute to the socio-economic growth of a society. Now the youth comes in. From that age of 15 to 65, the youth have this agile potential to contribute much to the socio-economic growth of a nation. And as such, now, why this demographic dividend? You know, when youth are fully engaged in socio-economic activities of a nation, it will increase productivity. Of course, when young minds reason together, when agile minds put in their effort to work to the economic growth of a nation, their productive capacity will increase, because at that age, they still have the strength, they still have the thinking capacity, they still have the agility to foster economic advancement. Now, what is my call to action? Since we discovered that it is at this youthful age that a nation can proudly be boast of our economic sense of reasoning, what are my call to action? Now, I'm serving in Ekiti State. I have extramural lesson activities. I'm doing it not for the adult age. Why? Because I feel at that age they have utilized their efficiency in economic development. I develop young minds from 18 years to 25 years. Presently, I'm working with 16 young mind able youth. What are we doing? Now, as of last week, these young able-minded individuals have come up with the idea on how to reduce crime rate in the society. How do we do that? We go into effective campaign agenda. Where do we channel our campaign? To those whom are ready to listen to us. We go into areas where we have most younger population to carry out this assignment. How do we do that? We organize them, we teach them, we tell them these are the right way to go, these are the do's and the don't. Now, if you start to put it in the mindset of a young mind that if I should go this area, I will contribute more to the society, it will lessen social vices in our environment. Now, this youth demographic dividend, how does it really concern the youth? It will lead to national integration. Nigeria as a nation will be embodied with so many ethnic sentiments. But if you inculcate this idea of youthful age in our mind, when once a youth is gainfully engaged, he or she will not be distracted going out for a protest. He or she will not be distracted for on social vices. Why? Because he or she has been engaged in a socio-economic development of a nation. How do we do that? Through sensitization. How do we do that? Through effective communication. How do you do that? Through sense of reasoning. In our society today, if you want to do anything, if you come together the youth, it will lead to productivity. Another thing, it will increase savings and reduce consumption. Nigeria, we know ourselves as a consuming nation. But if we inculcate the idea of demographic advantage on our youth, on our able mind, it will reduce our consuming rate and increase our productivity, thereby integrating national development to the socio-economic development of not just Nigeria as a nation, but as a giant of Africa that we are. Now, this demographic dividends, could it curb the issue of integration? Yes. When one's minds are on deck, when one's mind are being represented, one, it will serve as a social recognition. A Nigerian can go to any part of the world and reunite with each other. Why is it demographic dividend? In a situation where the adult working population is greater than the young minds, it will reduce in productive efficiency. In a situation where the adult mind is much better, much more than the youthful age, it will reduce economic activities. And as such, my personal call to action, we have engaged in sensitization, we are engaged in hand skill training. In our today's society, the white collar job is no more there. It is what you craft with your hand, it is what you craft with your brain, and it's what you craft with the physical material you find yourself. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Emmanuel,
I can hear
thank
you.
you so much. Thank
I
you
can
so
hear
much.
you.
You have said a lot. You have said a lot, and I love your call to actions because your timely call to action has shown that you're doing a lot with your personal call to action around the topic called youth demographic dividend. Thank you so much for all you do in Ekiti. We hope to connect with you. We hope to do more with you while we partner collaborate with you to do more in the lives of these young ones. Right? Thank you so much. While we're calling the next two states to come speak to us, we are going to be having the next two states that are speaking to us from Kano. We're going to be having a representative from Kano and from Yobe. We're going to be having them speak to us on the same topic. And we have been getting great comments, great contributions from these individuals cut across all our states. And we have no doubts that you all are the best representative. We are the best CDS. Thank you so much. And over to you, Ibrahim Sani Bello. What's your view and what's your take on the youth demographic dividend as your personal call to action?
All right. Good morning, everybody. As my name is stated on the screen, I'm Ibrahim Sani Bello. I'm actually on an assignment, but because of the importance of this stuff, I had to make time to come and attend. So, youth demographic dividend, my personal call to action. I'm going to read some lines from the article I've written, then I'm going to explain. So, in my own call to action, I've taken a little bit of, um, indirect call, which is, I believe there is a stereotype mentality we have in the country as youth So, being a member of the NYSC core member, I had the privilege of experiencing first-hand diversity of the complexity of Nigeria's youth demographic dividend. One of the most striking realization I came to have during my service, as I'm still doing right now, is the stereotypes and the misconceptions among young people from different parts of the country, which I think is a hindrance to the development of a lot of young people. Let's say, for example, people that are coming from far east of the country or far south of the country down to the north, or people that are coming from the north going up to the south or whatever. There's this misconception and stereotype where they believe before going there, the people there lack knowledge, people there lack experience, or because they lack, they cannot speak proper English, they believe those people are backwards, and therefore they don't have the right to get all the privileges that as an individual or as a citizen of Nigeria is supposed to get all those kind of privileges. Because I have a friend by the name of Blessing. She's from Benue. Yeah, of course. When she came down here, she said how I thought the North was going to be is entirely different from how I met it. And gratefully, because of the great experience she had and she is having, now she's engaged in businesses, she's progressive, she's doing well by herself. She orders Gary from her state down to Yobe, and she also distributes to Potoskum and also distributes to Kano. So it's a very good topic. I think we should also consider the stereotypes and the misconceptions. So, and then the power of NYC. Me being part of NYC, I tend to learn a lot of things, which is I'll call it some of the objectives of NYC according to the Act, which in the Act H bracket H it says develop a sense of corporate existence and common destiny of the people of Nigeria. So you see, once I feel like there's already a solution on ground, which is through the NYSC, because a lot of speakers have talking about enlightenment, sensitization. So I think there's a great solution to that, which is the NYC, and it's going to help a lot. And I've also listed down some basic things I think which is going to help. Number one, they say is breaking down the stereotypes. We have to break down those stereotypes if you really
Yeah.
want to achieve a lot of things. And then number two, invest in education and skills development. And then number three, promote national unity. We need to promote that national unity in order to achieve great things. Then my last line, I would say we need to unite, ignite, make things right, and build a nation strong and bright where every youth can thrive and take a flight. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim. We need to break this stereotype. We need to break this stereotype. We need to invest in education. We need to be united. We need to be united. Thank you so much for the story you've given to us. We're going to hear from Kano. Kano. We have Victor and Muna representing Kano. Please, if you can hear me, can you unmute your mic and speak on the topic we are talking about? Your demographic dividend, my personal call to action. So, Victor Amuna, your time is up. Can we have you?
Yeah, you can. Good morning, everyone. Like we earlier said, demographic dividends as to the economic benefits that arise when a country's population is higher than the dependent population. So for digital literacy, it is crucial to unlocking the potentials of youth and the demographic dividends, which relates to sorry, can you help me hold the phone? Which relates to promoting socio-economic growth of the country, promoting educating the workforce, the continued workforce. Can I read from my article here? And I said, our personal call to action involves recognizing that we are both the future of the country and the present hope of our families, communities, states, and the nation at large. Then we can do this by implementing a youth empowerment hub in our host community here in Kano. And then what is our personal call to action? This is where we help the youths within our community identify what best area they can feature in, what best area they can perform excellently well in. And then secondly, we help in training and mentoring these youths so that they can perform and do better than we expect them to do. And thirdly, we can empower them with helping them with microeconomic support, that is enabling them to perform and carry out businesses within their capacity, or setting them up with businesses, or connecting them with businesses basically within the states and also across the country at large. And then what are we aiming at? We're aiming at reducing the youth unemployment, then boost local production and income, and then also create here drive a community-led development. And then at the end of the day, how can we implement this? We can implement this by involving these youths in skill development and lifelong learning programs. Then we can also help implement this by creating a study learning pattern. This involves creating an online hub or mentorship programs or skill acquisition programs within the environment and host communities where we are called to serve, and also promote a reading culture. Here in Kano State, I would use this story to say, we, around these environments where I see reading has the reading capacity, or the reading let me say the reading capacity of the students has greatly depreciated, meaning the students or the children within these environments, or the adults, the working population within these environments, don't find it, don't intentionally put efforts towards reading. So within with this, our personal call to action is creating a reading culture that is
Reading.
will help inculcate a habit of reading with and in this students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mona. Thank you from Kano. Thank you so much. Promotes reading culture. And I think this is very timely because we're in a stage and we're in a time where everyone wants to actually go to the social media, but don't want to get a book, don't want to read. All right, we have Victor. What is your personal call to action in just 1 minute? What is your personal call to action in 1 minute? Your
All
youth
right.
demographic,
Yeah.
and what's your call to action?
Thank you so much. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I would not like to repeat all that has been said so far. Now, I believe that the foundation of this uh, work is to inform and to make people aware of what they're capable of. Now, there's a stereotype that we all had in our heads while coming to Kano State. You know, I'm from the South and all that. So we had this idea that, okay, there's really not much to do here. Maybe we'll just meet the desert land and all that. But coming here, I personally saw so that there's a lot of potential to harvest here. And the truth is that a nation that fails to empower its youth has already written the obituary of its own future. So, and I am an educationist by profession. I study education, and all of what I do right now as I'm serving in Kano is to inform these youths that, and where I teach a secondary school, to inform them that they have and they are beyond their environment. Honestly speaking, I believe awareness is a very, very important thing, because if someone is not aware, or let me just use a very, very vivid example now. An eagle that is not aware of its abilities will behave like a chicken. And I've seen a lot of potential here. Tell you the truth, a lot of potential. The skill sets. It may not look like much, it may not seem much, but you know that you can know the end of a thing from the potential. So what I'm doing actively now, although I have plans, I plan to have a tech school where people learn tech, like high class. But then the foundation of it is that letting them know by way of awareness and sensitization that they can achieve much and they can do much, that they should not allow their environment to be a barrier to their thinking. So that's very, very profound to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victor from Kano. Thank you. Thank you. We're glad to have you. Thank you so much, because you have to ensure that you make these people believe in themselves. You have to make sure you instill in them that stereotype is not prejudice. You need to let them know that they have to believe above their community, their present self. So thank you so much, Victor, for that. And thumbs up to you. Next, we have Lagos and we have Castina. Lagos and Castina coming to tell us their view on the youth demographic dividend. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see the chat box, and if you can just take 1 minute to go to your Twitter handle, go to whatever platform that you're functioning, Twitter or X, like it's called now, and your LinkedIn. Tell us what your demographic dividend is to you, and also your personal call to action. Please, let's populate it, and you tag your hashtag should be mind the gap NYC digital literacy CDS. Let us know what's your demographic dividend and the personal call to actions you're having. Thank you so much. And as we move ahead, we have Mubarak that is here from Castina that is going to tell us his youth demographic dividend and his personal call to action. Over to you, Mubarak.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
as a CDS group, we all know that a CDS is a community development service. So, and coming down here to Katina, yeah, when a nation has a large population of youth that are eager to learn and work, so that kind of nation has the ability and the potential to
Oh, I think we lost Mubarak. The network is really affecting him. All right, if Adesua is here, please can you unmute and tell us your personal call to action of your youth demographic dividend in Lagos State or personally?
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Over to you.
Okay, good morning. I'm Ajoy Adeshawa Stella, representing Lagos State for Digital Literacy for All, and I'm here to speak on the youth demographic dividend, a personal call to action. Practically speaking, what does demographic dividend mean? It refers to the economic growth potential that arises when a country's working age population grows larger than its dependent population. Harnessing this demographic dividend means taking advantage of the economic growth potentials where the country's working age population grows larger than its dependent population, which means the youth, which is the working age population, it grows larger than the dependent population, which is the aged, the old, and the children. And it involves implementing strategies. As a youth corporate serving in Lagos State, I've seen firsthand the potential of our demographic dividend. With over 60% of Africa's population under the age of 25, we have a unique opportunity to drive economic growth, innovation, and progress. But what does this mean for me and my fellow core member? It means It means learning that demographic factors like age, sex, education level, and demographic location it play a significant role in shaping overall development. Deep-rooted socio-economic norms can serve as barriers to development, particularly in certain regions or communities. As a core member, I've seen how these norms can limit opportunities for young people, especially women and girls. For example, in some communities, women are expected to prioritize domestic work over education or career pursuits. To harness the youth demographic dividend, we need to address this norm and create a more inclusive environment that supports the growth and development of all young people. To unlock this demographic dividend, we use the 3E policy framework, which is crucial for creating an environment where young people can thrive, as stated by the African Development Bank in 2018. This 3E includes the employ, to empower, to educate, and to employ. We must employ young people, especially women and girls, to access digital technologies and acquire digital literacy, which include providing access to digital devices, internet connectivity, and resources. Organizations like Africa's Left for Liberty can play a significant role in promoting digital literacy. Educate. Education is key to unlocking the potential of our youth. We need to invest in digital literacy programs that provide youth with skills needed to succeed in their digital economy. Employ. Creating viable employment opportunities is essential for harnessing the demographic dividend. This requires a supportive business environment,
All right,
job creation initiative.
Adesua, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
you're too fast. So can we take it slow, right? A little bit slow so we can
Sorry,
actually
I'm trying to
digest what
like
you're
catch up with
saying.
my
Yes, thank you so much. Right?
sorry,
So yes,
sorry.
you can go
I'm trying
ahead,
to like
please. Go
catch up
ahead.
with my time.
Yes,
Okay.
don't worry. Just go ahead with your time.
Employ. Creating viable employment opportunities is essential for harnessing our demographic dividend, which requires a supportive business environment, job creation initiative, and investment in digital entrepreneurship and innovation. Now, implementing these strategies in our host community. As a core member, I'm excited to implement projects that showcase the power of the demographic dividend in my host community.
Hmm.
How? I will work with local stakeholders to establish a vocational training that provides skills in high demand sectors like technology, healthcare, or entrepreneurship. For example, we could offer courses in web development, nursing, or small business management, business incubator. I'll collaborate with local businesses and organizations to set up a business incubator that provides mentorship, tools, and working capital to young entrepreneurs. Digital Literacy Center, establishing digital literacy centers that provide access to digital devices, internet connectivity, and online resources can help young people acquire digital literacy skills. I will work with local stakeholders to identify the most in-demand digital skills and develop training programs that meet this need. Online mentorship program, as you all know that we are in a digital age, setting up online mentorship where everyone can get access to remote mentors that will be of good use to each and everyone's career. I'll work with local businesses and organizations to establish an online mentorship program that provides support to young people and everyone at large.
All right, all right. Thank you so much,
Now,
Adesoa.
I'll develop and implement
Thank you,
targeted initiatives
Adesoa. Can
that
you hear
address
me?
specific gaps or challenges faced by vulnerable groups, such as indigenous youth, newcomers, or those living in poverty. For example, we can entrepreneur to make them have soft skills as we are in a remote world. And we know in the present Nigeria, we all need a soft skill to thrive in the remote industry.
Thank you so much,
Investing in youth
Adesoa.
development have numerous benefits, and as I've stated, it helps with the economic growth, it helps to improve livelihood, it helps to give increased opportunities. So harnessing the youth demographic dividend require the comprehensive approach, as I said, but implementing strategies like vocational training, business incubators, and targeted initiatives, we can create an environment that supports the growth and development of young people,
All
driving
right, all
economic
right.
growth and progress. As a Lagos youth corper, committed to contributing to this effort and creating a brighter future for Africa.
Adesoa, can you hear
Thank you
me?
so
Can you
much.
hear me? Can you hear me? Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's just give 30 seconds to your colleague because you've eaten up her time. We're going to still be having you back here. Why
Sorry.
we're going to be having you back here to discuss and to have a conversation with the executive director, Mr. Tayo Eloshinde, during his session. So just get yourself prepared at Desua. You're going to be joining Mr. Tayo and also the Yobe guy. So just get yourself prepared. The back end, please let's contact them so that they can get themselves prepared when Mr. Tayo is coming up. All right, in just 1 minute,
Okay.
Mustafa, what's your call to action with the youth demographic dividend?
Okay. So firstly, can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear
we
me?
can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you.
So digital for all CDS. When I first joined, I found it hard for myself to find where I belonged because for me, I am not into all this programming and graphic designs and everything. I'm a psychologist, so I'm more into human kind of emotion, growth, and everything. So it was hard for me at the beginning. But then gradually, I realized that it's not a competition against digital skills and everything. I can actually infuse myself, infuse my talent, infuse what I'm focused on. So I can, and we have platforms now that the world has become digitalized. We have LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have X and everything. So digital like literally gives us a mic, just like the one I'm holding here, to amplify your voice across Nigeria. And Nigeria, we have over 53% of youths that are unemployed. But it's not that they don't have the skill, they have it, they have what they need. But it's not everybody that is waiting for you to open your CV and be like, okay, what can you do? What they are literally looking for people to show workings. And we have platforms to actually show our workings. So rather than us chasing the market, we can have the market chasing us instead, coming for us instead. So my call for action is for lots of youths like me, lots of co-members like me, who are not into maybe graphics and everything. It's fine, but you still belong in the digital skill space. You can learn to put your voice in different kind of digital platforms. You can learn to utilize those digital skills to amplify and get your space in the target and labor market. So I just made 1 minute. So yeah.
Come on. Thank you so much. What you just said was profound and not generic. Thank you so much for believing in yourself and also coming in a unique way to actually make your own youth demographic dividend a very, very unique personal call to action. Thank you. Without further ado, we're going to be having Oyo State. We are going to be having Oyo State on board to be speaking and Bayelsa State. Bayelsa State. Right? Deborah, please, your environment is very noisy. Very, very noisy. Right? Yes. So you could get to an environment that is quiet. We're having Vincent Olatunji from Oyo State. and we're going to also be having the Bayelsa representative. But before we have the Bayelsa representative, like I said earlier, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube because we're going to be having so much sessions coming up after this, speaking to timely issues and timely things that are affecting our environment. And you never can tell if we're going to be having you back here as a speaker in the series we're going to be having going forward. Don't forget also to also make sure you post on your social media handle your own personal call to action with the youth demographic dividend. We are ready to see you while the hashtag is going to be posted on the screen for you to also follow to post on your social media platform. We're going to welcome Vincent Olatunji. Vincent Olatunji from Oyo State. Please, can you unmute and let us see your face as you tell us your youth demographic dividend and how it has been your personal call to action. If Vincent is not available, can we have the Bayelsa representative? All right, we have Blessing. What state is Blessing joining us from, please? All right, Deborah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Your mic is muted. Your mic is still muted, Deborah. All right, so while Deborah is still trying to figure out how to mute her mic, please let's populate the chat session, the comment session with what have you gotten, what have you benefited, right? If Osun State is already prepared, can we get Osun State? What state is prepared with us? Okoye, are you prepared to have us from Bayelsa?
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
You are not audible, sir. John Martins Okoye, you are not audible.
Okay. All right, good morning. Good
All
morning.
right.
You can hear me right now, right?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining. What's your view on the youth democratic dividend? And how has it been your personal action, personal call to action in just 2 minutes? Can we have you?
All right. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for being in the studio. Basically, I know my fellow colleagues have talked about what youth demographic dividends is all about and their views towards it. But my personal call towards this is, first of all, we are looking at grassroots empowerment. You know, when you want to develop the youth or society towards their view to the economy, you have to first of all go towards the grassroots level. This is one of the major things that our society is lacking, not innovating young minds. Because I always believe that for you to train people to have a particular mindset, you have to start them from a very young age, like between the age of 8 to 15, give them a particular set of skill or so, and then they educate them. Another thing is sensitization, the paramount importance of education. In our present world right now, Nigeria as a whole, we don't believe that education is a scam, which is a popular trend, which they use a lot. Education is a scam, and which diverts a lot of youth from having interest into education. Yeah, I know education cannot give you wealth, but at least gives you some certain knowledge towards your country. It can even help you impact to your country. Another thing is championing youth entrepreneurship. One thing with entrepreneurship is not by just giving the person the opportunity or giving entrepreneurship opportunity. You have to like look into it and pay more attention on what you have sensitized that person on about. And one thing I also look for as a digital literacy for all members is a sensitization and indispensable value of tech knowledge. And this is where digital literacy for all members comes in. We don't, many Nigerians have access to the digital world, but they don't really know what they could do with that digital skill they have. So I tend to sensitize youths, not just youth, but even young ones, on the importance of having tech knowledge and investing in it that could help us in our economy as a country, because the world is moving into a digital sphere, and we all know that we are in that era of digitalization, and then we need to invest more in tech knowledge. And as a programmer, as I am, as an upcoming programmer, I tend to like within where I am as an as Bielsa candidate, student, corp member, I tend to educate young ones on the importance of having one tech skill, at least one tech skill at a time. Like at least if this sensitization keeps going on, it will help us improve our economy. And then the last but not the least is a call to the government to look at awarding academic excellence. We are nowadays we no longer focus on attention to innovative things like country government don't even put enough action and attention towards this area. So I'm looking at us calling to the government, sensitizing them on the importance of putting the attention on these academic aspects. I don't know if you understand. Like that is once you what is it called? How do I use the which word am I going to use? Once you praise people for some basic academic knowledge they have or they've shared, it tends to like motivate others who are still hidden to show their talent. So this is why I call the government to just come in. Yeah,
Thank you so much,
that's all I have
Okoye.
to say
Thank
for now.
you.
So is there
Thank
any
you.
question?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Okoye. I picked one thing from what you said, to educate the youth, to educate the young ones, to pick one tech skill. He didn't say two, he didn't say three, one. So you can start from one into others. Thank you. As that has been your call to action, we say a big thank you. Now we have Deborah back on the stage. Deborah, talk to us
Okay,
about your youth
okay,
demographic dividend and how it has been your personal call to action.
okay. Good morning, everybody. I think
Good morning.
this youth demographic dividing or dividend, sorry, is a very important topic now because of Nigeria has about 65% of youths in the working age population or in the working class population, and I think that is a very that is something that we can harness. If we can harness it, Nigeria is going to be ahead of the world in the future. And the thing is, if
Yeah.
you look at the entertainment industry very well, you see that it is headed by youth, from the music to films to, in fact, to just even TikTok. Nigeria gives, sorry, the entertainment industry gives Nigeria about $154 million every year. So if you see, if youth now can be brought into or can be empowered, let me say empowered and educated, then Nigeria is not going to be backward. And that is what digital literacy is coming to do. So in, let me say, 2030, a research has shown now that we are going to have 92 million tech skills, tech jobs. And who are going to occupy these jobs? They are still youths. So if Nigerian youths can have one skill per person, that means every Nigerian youth have one tech skill. Look at what Nigeria is going to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. And that's why me myself, I've started with myself already because I'm not going to be behind. I'm going to be part of this innovation. First of all, I've already started learning the graphic design as much as possible. And the beauty of it is that you can learn it from the comfort of your home. You don't have to go to school for 4 years to begin to learn it. Even if you have been a school dropout, just with your phone, with your Wi-Fi, you are good enough to go. And this Google, for instance, or IBM, they don't need your certificate. What they need is what you can do and what you can do well. So if you say, okay, I could not go to school for 4 years, then why don't you take up your phone? Just go to Coursera. And in Coursera, you can get as much skills as possible. Like, in fact, do you know that writing, for instance, I didn't even know that people get money so much on writing. Just this article that we wrote, people get up to $100 on it and more. So how much more video editing? Everybody is doing video editing. These little skills that look like it's nothing. People are building house. In fact, you might see somebody, you say this person has entered Yahoo, but it's not. The internet is, if the internet has a lot of wealth and is a big sky that is enough for every bird to fly. So my own personal call to action from my school, I think my BPA is a school. So from this youth, I believe from 11 years and more, we can start learning digital skills. I think you can even make it part of our school curriculum. So by the time you are graduating, everybody is having one skill to go home with.
Yeah.
So before you say you want to start looking for white collar job, you already have something you're doing from the comfort of your home. So even if you're a pregnant woman and you're on maternity leave, it doesn't stop your income. Your computer is in your front, you are typing or you are doing something for somebody. You can even work for somebody in the US and earn in dollars. You can work for somebody all over the world. And that is why this digital literacy, I think everybody is supposed to even join this CDS. I don't know why they join other CDS because this is the goal for everybody. If you are actually a digital literate in this age, you can never be hungry, first of all, and you can never have to beg. Because I see many youths actually they are still begging, they're on the road and madness. I was actually talking to myself and I was like, the mad people I've seen on the road, they are mostly youths. And those things, maybe frustration, I would say, or maybe because of drugs. So these things can be removed. These social vices can be removed. You don't have to wait for government and keep complaining, oh, government didn't do this or that. Just get your phone, go to Coursera, go to YouTube. In fact, YouTube, you don't have to pay. Just use data and you learn. I learned writing. This writing, I just learned it like 1 week ago and I already wrote an article for my state. How much more I give myself 1 more, 2, 3 months again? I'm already good to go. And I've already been pitching self to other companies. So there is so much to do, there is so much to learn. And that is my personal call to action. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was wow. And your insight is unique. I love the fact when you started with personally, you started with you personally, right? Change has to start from you. If you're making a
Yes.
call to action, it starts from you. She learned how to write and she can now do graphics. Now she's not talking about how she can actually use it to make profit. Now this is her skill. She has actually improved in herself. Thank you so much for those insights. She also recommended so many platforms that we can use to actually help ourselves and also help others. She spoke about Google. She spoke about YouTube. She spoke about Coursera. She spoke about free platforms that can actually help you make your own self to be a youth that has a skill. Thank you so much, Deborah. That was great, and we're glad to have persons like you that knows the advantage of what they are actually benefiting from. Notwithstanding, we are also going to be calling Oyo State and Osun State. Very briefly, how many of us are prepared to have Mr. Tayo Olochunde, the Executive Director of Mind the Gap? Let me just tell you guys something. This series that we're having, this conversation, is going to be put together to become a book, and you all are also part of the contributors of this book. Can we put our hands together for Mr. Tayo for making this possible? Thank you so much, sir, because this is a very great insight, and I know you all are not ready yet to have this book. This book is going to be very, very insightful. All right, we have the Osun State representative, person of Jen Shegun. What is your view about the youth demographic dividend as your own personal call to action? In just 1 minute, let's get John to give us his view on his own personal call to action. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Good morning, fellow core member. My name is John Shegun, representing Osun State. Uh, I'm here to present as well as to speak on the topic youth demographic dividends and my own personal call to action. It's very important that we know the concept, which is youth demographic. Is just a structure of the population, which we believe is the working population from 15 to 64. But you and I know that in Nigeria now, if you meet someone who is 64 years, they are aged already, they are aging, you understand, and they cannot do what a 20 years old someone or person can do. Now, what is the dividend is the benefit as a youth. You and I, core member to core member, I'm speaking to all of you now, including me, myself. What are the benefits we are deriving for being a youth to fall within this age? I will take about 3 initiatives of this current administration, for example, and I want you to, go and make your research on that. The first one is FME, Federal Ministry of Education, TVET, and TVET is a technical and vocational educational training. Is ongoing. Federal government have initiated several, empowerment policy that we, the youth, we are not taking advantage of all these programs. Last and 2023, 3MTT was launched. Nobody, took advantage of it. And again, we have livelihood empowerment against poverty. It's also going. All these programs are free from the federal government. In fact, we have Mind the Gap. In terms of Mr. Mayo has shared us a lot of things. He's our mentor. He mentors us on so many things, how we need to improve on ourselves. So as a core member, when you speak with core member, I was speaking with someone and I was telling the person about the business idea. I recommended some books to the person I followed up, and for the past 3 weeks now, the person have not even opened the book. The book is the secret of a billionaire's mind. So, okay, how far with the book? The person is here to read the book. And these are things that you need to, you must inculcate this habit of self-development. Realize yourself. I schooled in the north. I was in the Jigawa state for more than 6 years. And, I experienced a lot of things. All those digital stuff were not there. Nobody to introduce all those things to me. But coming down back to, to the West now, I could see around joining the CDS group, digital literacy for all. I'm so happy. I've learned a lot of things on Canva, animation, cartoon animation, and some other stuff that, in fact, if I start mentioning, in fact, you'll be amazed. Even yesterday, we were at OAU, and a core member was lecturing us on the use of Gamma for presentation to make it easy and to look so good. And in fact, even this Google form, creation of Google form, use Google form to take attendance, to take so many things. But all these things, youth are not taking advantage of it. Core members are not taking advantage of this. We believe, because we were complaining, it takes 3,000 naira. Now it has increased to 77,000 naira with awards on it. But even as some people are still complaining, why? Because the job will not come. You have to what? Improve yourself. In your CV, all those certifications, even this DL for all, there's a dashboard for us for all DLCs to enroll for about 6 courses. But we all left those courses. I can remember Mind the Gap brought about some courses on Coursera that we should all register. How many of us register for the courses? How many of us follow up with the teachings of Mr. Mayawa and our leaders, telling us about self-development, telling us about sustainability? The last meeting I had with Mr. Mayawa, he mentioned, he said that we should go to Google, we should search job near me, and I searched that day and I saw so many things. I was like, okay, how to use Google Map and other things to track yourself. How many of us have a registered business? We don't have a registered business. We believe that, oh, when I get to certain age, and this youth, you cannot be youth forever. You can never be youth forever. So I want to encourage all of us. That is my own call to action. That there are a lot of programs by the federal government that we should enroll to. We should, in fact, start right away now. We should go and enroll for this program because they are free. And I've mentioned the LEAP, the TVET, all these programs are free, initiated by the federal government. Even the Mind the Gap is also coming with a lot of programs that we can leverage on. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much from Washington State. Thank you, John. Thank you. One of the things I picked out of what you've said is your personal development. Personal development. It's key. It's key. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't work on yourself, if you don't start improving yourself, no one will help you do it. And you can't give what you don't have. And when he was talking about Mind the Gap, we have the DEEP program. The DEEP program we have that runs for a year. We have so many of us that are not participating. These are free programs that Mind the Gap is doing back to back. Deep program that you have different courses, tech skills that you can venture into for free. Many of us are actually not seizing opportunities of this big program. It's not enough to have the idea. It is very important for you to implement it. Is in the doing that you gain mastery. Is in the doing that you gain mastery. We have the Oyo State representative here. We have two of them, and they're going to be making use of 2 minutes. And what are your views? What are your views? Blessing, what is your view about the youth demographic dividend, and how has it been your call to action? Just tell me about your call to action. While Vincent gets ready to hear from you. Also, good morning, Blessing. Over to you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, my personal call to action on this particular topic is resting majorly on the economic line, on the entrepreneurial line, sorry. So, my personal call to actions are just five. One, we have to help young people develop business plans. So, I was speaking to my friend the other day, and there was this opportunity she came across, and she had no idea about how to construct business plans. And even with Google and everything, she kept doubting herself and all of that. So I feel if we can create programs, workshops, seminars that help you young people develop business plans. Two, creating a safe space for youth dialogue. I was on Twitter the other day, and people voiced out their opinions about certain things that are going around in the country. and there were other people attacking them and all of that. So I feel if we can create a safe space for youth dialogue, for people to come out and their voice their opinions without being attacked or being undermined or all of that. So creating a safe space for youth dialogue. The third is about being a role model and a catalyst for change. So as a core member, as a CDS group, we can all aim to become role models and catalysts for change, right? Especially in the entrepreneurial space. The fourth is sharing inspiring stories of success. I feel not enough stories of success are told these days. You have more of the romance, more of the movies, more of politics, and all of that. But if we can be intentional about sharing inspiring stories of successes, looking at Tunde Onokoya, the CEO of Chess in Slum for Africa, his story, is not being spoken about. So if stories like that are being amplified, I feel it would help youth in Nigeria, right, to gain better footing in the
All right.
entrepreneurial space.
All right.
And
Thank you.
lastly, encourage creativity and innovation. Not a lot is spoken about people that are creative and people that are innovative, right? The government,
Mm.
we as a CDS, if we can promote, even within the CDS group, if we can promote people that are creative, people that are innovative, I feel like this will go a long way, in increasing youth demographic dividend. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Blessing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Let's have Vicent. What's your call to action? What's your call to action to the youth demographic dividend?
Hello, good morning, everyone. It's so nice to be
Good
here.
morning. Can you be audible
Um,
enough?
can everyone hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you, but
All right,
probably a little louder.
a little louder. Is it better
Yeah,
now?
it's better. Let's have
All
you.
right. So, in order to understand what the personal call to action is, one thing that needs to be taken into account are as it were, crises that youths today face. So I remember one thing that a lot of young people today can particularly relate to is having an elderly person tell you something like, when I was your age. And it's inherently, or it carries across the tone of the fact that youths today are inherently lazier than the average older generation. Setting aside every emotion and then defense that comes along with that, three questions a person should ask is: first, are youths today inherently lazier? Secondly, if yes, why? And third, if not, then why is there a significant disparity in the living situations? So right off the bat, obviously youth today are not lazier than the average older generation. In fact, there are a lot of numerable reputable sources that tell us that youth today have better academic qualification and have much more digital literacy and as it were, global connectivity, which tells us that youths today are inherently not lazier, as well as so, which brings us to the third question then, right, which if they are not lazier, then why is there a significant disparity? But that's because youth today face two kinds of crises. The first kind of crisis that youth face today is that opportunities, as it were, that were available to the older generation are not being vacated, as it were, to make them open for younger generation today. So, for instance, with in the African political landscape, we see that 80% of African leaders, for instance, are age 70 plus. So they are staying years beyond their welcome. There is limit in youthful participation, and then there is no growth of new ideas. So the first crisis that youth today face, right, is the crisis of opportunity. But there is a second crisis because now used to be us saying, no, let's not fight for the stale opportunities and let's chart new courses. Let's explore new paradigms. Let's go beyond traditional confines. But that in itself creates a second type of crisis because now we are venturing into uncharted territories, and that is the crisis of courage. So today, youths, really the question is, which of the crises do we face? Do we face the crisis of opportunity, or do we face the crisis of courage? And here is my personal call to action to that. I believe youths today should be facing the crisis of courage. So I'm saying start that podcast, build that up, launch that startup, organize community events that inspire other young people. And the reason for that is because courage inherently solves the crisis of opportunity. Opportunities are often a byproduct of pursuing alternative paths. So courage empowers us to step out of shadows of outdated paradigms and into the light of future progress. In essence, really, courage makes the economic potential of our numbers a reality. So Today, the advantage or the greatest advantage that youths today have, which is the youth demographic dividend, is only as powerful as our willingness to act upon it in every little step
Thank
of
you.
courage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vincent. Thank you, Oyo State. Now, there are two crises: crisis of opportunities, crisis of courage. And Vincent recommended that we should take actions. Take actions. Ladies and gentlemen, tell yourself, I am taking action. Tell yourself, I am building that up. Tell yourself, I am making that change. I am starting now. Right? It's in the doing. Like I said, let us start implementing. Let us start implementing. Right now, we're going to have 3 states on board and we're going to make it more interactive. Then, while we get to prepare to have Mr. Tayo Loshunde on board, we're going to be having 3 states to speak on. And this time, we're going to discuss it this way. You're going to tell us one call to action that you've actually started in your state about your personal call to action when it comes to the youth dividend, democratic dividend in your state. We have Lily from Brunei State. We have Shedrack. Please, can you turn on your camera from Kebbi State? And we have Mubarak from Castina. We have 3 core North countries, the core North state representative. And we want to know what are your calls to actions in those states in just 1 minute each. And we will start from Lily Favor, Brunei State. Your mic is muted. Can you unmute and speak? We can hear you. If you're speaking, Lily, we can hear you. We can still hear you. All right. While Lily is trying to figure it out, can we have Fatima? Fatima, what is your call to action when it comes to youth demographic dividend and how it's been effective in Castina State?
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Fatima, and I will be representing Katsina State. On youth demographic dividend, my personal call to action came from me being a grown-up in Katsina. Growing up in Katsina was just like, okay, there is no tech for anyone in Katsina. There is nothing like tech for ladies. Tech is meant for girls. Techs are only for men. Then I had to leave Katsina and start the tech journey while I was in school. And even while I was in school, I was not even having the opportunity to go for a tech career. I had to be studying microbiology because that was what is believed for we ladies. So I went there and started, and that was when my tech journey, I started just with a program, a short program that I saw online that the flyer was going on. It was a drone training, and I joined. So joining the drone training made me had an eye opening that this tech thing is not for men alone, it is for we ladies. Beautiful. Then coming back home to Katsina for NYC again, because I traveled out of Katsina to Kwara State. That's why I even started the tech journey, and my education was in Kwara State. Coming back, I met that, okay, Katsina have changed, but still we have some things that is left out. That's where I come up with Katsina Talent City. That's my personal call to action. That's where it began. And Katsina Talent City is not just a name, it is a vision to discover new talents. I am a talent hidden in one of the local governments in Katsina State. How can I be able to have the opportunity to meet people? How can I have the opportunity to digital mentorship, digital trainings, and digital communities? Because we don't have that opportunity that, okay, of viewing things outside. We are only indoor and we don't know what's going on. Maybe there is one opportunity that is there. Maybe there is to break that bias that is only for small amount of people that can be in tech, or then we youth are being deprived, whether by gender, course of study, or even your geographic location. And I plan to implement it through the host of digital literacy camp. That's just like the school adoption we do in digital literacy group, the talent without barriers session, whereby, okay, I have talent and there's no barrier to it. I can do anything with my talent. I can build community of mentors, even through the NYSC, and also organize showcase of talents like hackathon, so that students can be able to, or even the youths can be able to participate in those hackathon. Small children, older ones, everybody can participate in a hackathon. And you have the talent and be able to get funding, access to funding to your talent, and you grow more. Then to the youth, here is my challenge to you. Please and please, when you are serving, let us not only serve, let us build. Let's build
Let
something.
us build.
Let
Let
inclusion
us
over
build.
limitation, skills over stereotypes, and also impact over indifference. And to my
Yeah.
final word, this is more than just a journey. This is my life, and most importantly, my call to action. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let us build. Let us not bring diversity. Let's not bring nepotism. Let's not bring tribalism into it. Theophilus, I can see that you're from Taraba. And what have been your
Yeah.
challenge, and how have you been? Have you been bringing up your personal call to action around the youth demographic dividend, right, in Taraba State, in just 30 seconds?
Thank you. Thank you very much for that question. Actually, by God's grace, I happen to be the project manager of Dudio, Taraba State Jalingo. So when I came into the office, I discovered that most of the indigenous from Taraba State are actually talented, but the issue is they lack access to information. You understand? So due to the initiative of the Digital Literacy for All, we have been able to mentor some people. Currently, we have a group chat where we are mentoring people on how to learn different digital skills like voice editing, video editing, photo editing, even UI and UX design, project management, and different skills. Because I myself have been beneficiary of these various skills. Currently, if I tell you like this yesterday, this night, last night around 10 p.m., I earned a sum of $150 just from a little skill I'm doing online. So if you can teach my fellow club members this, like my executive, we can teach maybe 10 club members a day, a week, a month. These 10 members will now train other 10 club members. You know, we are expanding. These 10 people will now train 10 different people. Before you know, within a year, we have accumulated a lot of 1,000 youth digitally skilled and earning. Because the issue is all about learning. The thing is implementation. You can have different skills, but
Yes.
are you earning from it? You can have different skills.
Yes.
Are you actually earning from it? So this is what is encouraging most of us. But if you have a platform where you are earning, if you have a platform where you are earning actually, I think you'll be motivated, you'll be inspired to do more. You understand? So currently I have a
Thank
group
you.
where I'm actually training individual students because I'm actually my PPA is at the Taraba State Polytechnic Jalingo. So I'm teaching them CAD
Beautiful.
design. As I'm teaching them, I also give them platform where they can earn from it. Currently I have 10 people who are earning $20 every week from this same platform. So if you can
Beautiful.
train youth on this earning on these skills, I think it's going to go a long way because as you're earning, you feel motivated. And while you're being motivated, you tell other people about it. Before you know, the thing it will be like a wildfire, it will widespread, is understand. So from there at least we can achieve a lot, you understand? Because I discovered
Thank
that Taraba State compared to Gombe State, I think they are actually acquiring Gombe State to be the tech hub of Taraba. But I've seen a
you.
lot of
Beautiful.
talent in Taraba, which is there to be harnessed. You understand? So if we through partnership, for example, look at what 3MTT is doing with NIDA. If you can bring that such initiative into Taraba State, I think it's going to go a long way. Thank you very much,
All
sir.
right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for the impact you're making in Nigeria. Thank you for the impact you're doing in your local government. All right, let's hear from Brunei State. We're going to share you 30 seconds each to tell us on your personal call to action. So I'm going to start from Lily. We have Lily. Lily, what has been your personal call to action? I know I saw you the last time I was in Brunei State, and you were very active in the Youth Empowered program we had over there. So, what has been your calls to action when it comes to the youth demographic dividend you have been doing in Brunei State? Oh my God, we can't hear Lily. We can still hear you. We can still hear you. We can hear you. All right. Well, while we're still struggling to hear from Lily, let us hear from Daniel. Daniel, what has been your personal call to action in Brunei State?
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Hope you can hear me.
morning.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. My personal call to action stemmed from this quote that says we cannot keep producing job seekers in a system whereby jobs are shrinking, just like in Nigeria. We need to develop builders and creators by means of practical entrepreneurship and community-based innovation. Coming to Maiduguri here, Borno State, my partner and I saw a gap in tech. and a gap in tech, in implemented tech. And we thought to ourselves, what sector can we establish ourselves in? And we saw there's a gap in the transportation sector, whereby apps like Zoom, apps like InDrive, apps, alien apps like that are not available yet because of obvious reasons, because of security reasons. Those companies are not established there. So we thought to ourselves, why not create an app that solves this issue? And we are currently developing that app. It's called the Zoom app, whereby members of the state can easily access transportation via their phone through the platform. So that is my call to action. A call to action is very, very simple. It is don't wait to be chosen. Build where you are. Start with something small and make it better.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much. Start where you are, build something small. You must not start big, right? Little drops of water makes an ocean. So, ladies and gentlemen, start small and build. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for the change you're doing in Brunei State. We're proud to have you as part of our CDS members. All right, we have Mubarak back on stage. In 30 seconds, can you tell us your personal call to action when it comes to the youth demographic dividend?
All right, thank you very much. So, in a country that we have a lot of young people that are ready to learn, that are willing to learn, so that kind of country is having a capacity and is having a hope in future. So now, what if we have people that want to learn, but they don't have resources to learn, or they don't have access to resources, or they don't have a clear roadmap? How are we going to provide a clear roadmap for them to be able to learn? Because without roadmap, if you just go to the internet, there are a lot of resources there. They are actually overwhelming. That if you start going to YouTube, like if you go to YouTube alone, YouTube is is full of different resources that if you don't have a very clear roadmap, you will be confused. So how are we going to create a roadmap for them? So this is what we'll be doing in our project, in our CDS project, our school adoptions, is to make a clear roadmap for students who are willing to go into tech and to know their interest. So knowing their interest and giving them a clear roadmap to learn what they want to learn. And again, knowing how to sell it online. Because there's a difference between knowing, like between having a skill and knowing how to sell it online. So there's a way to sell this thing on these things online on platform like LinkedIn. We have Twitter. You can also market on Twitter. We have Upwork. We have all those online platforms that you can learn. So how are you going to make these resources available to them, and how are we going to make them know how to sell these things online? These are the things that we are going to be in our CDS, and that's my own personal call to action.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you so much, Mubarak. Thank you for all you do in Castina, for them to know their place of interest, their area of interest. Very important. You cannot function everywhere. You have to start from one place, your area of interest. Thank you for helping the youth and the young ones in Castina to identify their area of interest. Over to you, Gloria. Gloria, the youth demographic dividend. Has been your personal call to action?
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, my personal call to action was motivated by a recent CDS that was carried out on the 15th of May in a Fulani village, two Fulani village actually. We visited the village and they showed so much enthusiasm in learning. And then we found out that during the training session, the males only participated, leaving out the females. So now my personal call to action is like, if there's a kind of maybe a religious belief that makes the female and male not to come together, we have a special class for the female, and then we localize our trainings, our what we're going to teach them in their local language, if possible with pamphlets or audio pre-recorded messages that they can listen to. And I found out that the village do not have light. So if we're going to have them listen to pre-recorded messages, we should have in mind that we're going to be putting those audios in devices that can be solar charged, because there's no basic amenities there. So, and then we found out that they are cattle rearers, and then they sell most cattle while they walk on the road. If there's a market platform where they can just go upload photos of their cattle and then buyer contact them, there's no point taking them walking miles. Do you understand me? So mainly localized content for them in their local language with pamphlets and then audio pre-recorded messages. And then secondly, like, there should be gender inclusion. It shouldn't be just restricted to a certain gender. It should be gender inclusive. Everybody should be partakers of these education. So this is my personal call to action. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Gloria. Thank you. Thank you. I can see that we are actually doing a lot in our local government, and that is why we have no doubt. And big ups to Mr. Tayo for this vision to see that youth, every Nigerian youth, has something in them. And this is the big impact you all are doing in your state, and we're proud of you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We also have Shedrack from KB State. What has been your personal call to action? I really, really want to hear what Shedrack has been doing in Kebbi in 30 seconds, right? Every other state that is backstage, just get prepared. We are coming up together right now because we want to hear from Mr. Tayo. I'm also eager to hear from Mr. Tayo. So, guys, it's not only you. I have my book here to write from what he's going to be saying. So, please, let's get prepared. All other states, let's come up on stage on the back end. Let's get them prepared while we get to hear from Mr. Tayo. Shedrack, what have you been doing in Kebbi State, and how has this youth demographic dividend been your personal call to action?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Well,
Shedrack.
straightforward, my personal call to action is primarily on three main things, and which the first is focusing on the younger youths, which I can say they are the teenagers, because these guys are the main foundations of youthful age. So, in as much as how we are trying to solve the youth dividend, we should also still focus on the grassroots, the first stage, so that we shouldn't be focusing on the youth while the teenagers are going astray. So that at least, to me personally, my first my first personal call to action is on the grassroots and development, which is the younger one. That means the teenagers one, the teenagers. And while the second is peer-to-peer and extensive mentorship, which focuses on, because this digital literacy is actually, if you ask about what is digital literacy, it's all about learning digital devices, learning how to use them, and interacting with them in our daily lives. So that other personal call to action of my own is focusing on those that already know how to use those devices. So that means the advanced aspect of it. So the first is for those that are just starting, and the second is for those that are already. So that means those that are already in the system, those that already knows how to use it. Then the advanced stage, and my third personal call to action is also trying to engage the elders in the community, because as DLC, if you go to talk to people, if you go to all these rural areas, especially in the north here, because you have this barrier of, I does this worth it? Because there will be some certain questions like, does this worth it? Are you just wasting our time, or you don't really value it? But I think if you go through these elderly ones, that means the religious leaders, and explain to them,
Yeah.
and tell them the benefits and advantages of this digital culture, let me just put it, this digital culture, it actually helped a lot, because as I stated in my article, because these people stand as a gap, and they are respected. Once they agree on something that is going to help the society, is going to help the masses, the rural areas, so they are actually going to accept it wholeheartedly.
Thank you
In
so
the
much.
north, there are many, yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We see that you're doing a lot. You're bridging the gap between teenagers, youth, and elderly ones. Thank you. That's your personal call
Yes,
to
sir.
action that you've been taking and you've been doing, you've been implementing in Kebbi State. Thank you so much for all of the impact you're
Yes,
doing
sir.
over there, bridging the gap between the old, the young, middle, which we are the youth, and the older ones, so you can reach out and
Yes,
bridge
sir.
the gap. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all you do in Kebbi State. Now we have the
Thank you
rest
very
of the
much, sir.
team. Yeah, you're welcome. We have the rest of the team backstage that have not spoken yet. I don't think Nasara has spoken. I don't think Benue has spoken. I don't think okay, we have Quara here, right? I think Castina has spoken before now. I think Oshaba has spoken for Lagos. Yeah, she has spoken before now for Lagos. I think Ekiti has also spoken, right? The guy has spoken for Ekiti, right? Adesua is going to be speaking when Mr. Tayo is speaking. So let's leave Adesua backstage. Let's hear from Kwara State. I think Kwara State has not spoken. Castina has spoken, Ekiti has spoken. Let's hear from Kwara State. And after this, we'll be having Mr. Tayo Oloshinde, the executive director of Mindgap. But before then, let's have just the Kwara State Young, right? Right? Let's hear your perspective when it comes to my personal CDS, your personal call to action, the youth demographic dividend. Let's have you, Edidion. What has been your personal call to action? Edidion, can you hear me, the Kwara State representative? Can you hear me? Adesua Bemisola has spoken already, right? Let's have the Kwara State
I
representative.
can hear you. Good
All right.
morning.
Good morning. So, what has been your personal call to action when it comes to the youth demographic dividend?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So my simple call to action would be collaboration because I've come to realize that collaboration is it plays a vital role in moving us forward as a team and as individuals as well. And coming to NYSC and getting opportunities from my CDS come to think of Mind the Gap program, come to think of Hackathon program and other forum that has given us that advantage as an individual and to work with our peers like the Get Bondi courses we enrolled in. I feel like all those things are part of collaborations, and we as youth we need to improve more. And this platform helps us to learn as individuals and to know our why and to partner with purpose and to serve with vision. So I feel collaboration is very important for our growth. And the demographic dividend is not about our numbers, it's more about our choices. And we as members, when we collaborate with intentionality and we move with mentors, it's more like a movement and we don't just spark change, but we sustain it. Yeah, I believe so. So I think that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's about the choices, not about the numbers. I want to say big thank you to you for that apt idea and unique personal call to actions you've been having over there in Quara. We see you all and we really give you all your accordance and your flowers for the impact you've been doing. We have Rachel
Thank you.
from Ekiti State that is joining us, and we want to say what has been your youth demographic dividend and your personal call to action over there in Ekiti State. But before then, please, I want you to help me put in the chat box what you have learned. And for those, I just got the information that only FCT and Lagos has been posting on their X account on what their personal call to action is when it comes to the youth demographic dividend. So every state, if you can hear me, I know you're eager to fill your attendance sheet. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go to our X account and tell us what your youth demographic dividend has been, and also your LinkedIn account, any which one you feel free to put it there. Please, let's ensure we put it there and ensure that we are actually using the right hashtag. We want to see what your own personal youth demographic dividend has been, and how has it been your call to action. Why? Because we know you don't, not everybody has the opportunity to speak today here, but you can actually speak right on your social media handles. And that is one of the things we are actually advocating for, right? Over to you.
Good morning. Hello? Can you hear me? Good
We
morning.
can hear you. Can you be audible?
Can you hear me?
You're still far away. You're still far away.
Can you hear me? Good morning.
Wow.
Can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning. All right. All right. Thank you so much. And I think it's high time we welcome Mr. Tayo Lushinde. Ladies and gentlemen, can we populate the chat box, right? Let's leave Adesua backstage yet before Mr. Tayo will call them back upstage before she comes up on stage. Right? So let's populate the chat box. Let's populate the chat box. Can we welcome Mr. Tayo Lushinde, the brain behind the mind the gap, the executive director, a mentor, a father, a friend, one man that sees every youth and asks them about their personal life. What are you doing? What are you doing? He believes in you. He believes in your capacity. Without your CV, he knows you have a talent. He knows something is in you. One man that once he sees you, he can go round the world to make sure your life is better. He wants to see you better than where you are because he believes in you even more than yourself. I'm a product of that. And that is why I can tell you what I'm saying. I am not hyping, ladies and gentlemen. Right? I'm not hyping, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just telling you that Mr. Tayo Loshunde, as he comes up on stage, can we welcome him? If you know you're being a beneficiary of this topic that we are talking about called the youth demographic dividend, and how has it been your personal call to action? Either being the CDS member or you've partake in one of the conference or one of the webinars we've had Mr. Tayo speak to us, or the national CDS president, or the national executive, the ESCOs, in one way or the other, if you know he has been a blessing to you. Ladies and gentlemen, can we put our hands together? Can we welcome Mr. Tayo Olanshide and the executive director of Mind the Gap, the man behind this vision, the man who has gone he has done a whole lot of projects that has impacted over 5 million youth in Nigeria and still counting. We can't even count the project Mr. Tayo has actually run, but because he is a big believer of Nigeria, he believes in the youth, he believes in the capacity, he believes in the strength of every one of us who is seated here, and that is why he does all he do, and he still believes in you when you don't believe in yourself. That's funny. I know you might be asking, what's this guy saying? But I actually say I am a product of that. And ladies and gentlemen, over 5 million Nigerian youth are also product of that. And we say thank you so much, Mr. Tayo Oloshinde. Ladies and gentlemen, can we welcome Mr. Tayo? You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Wow, thank you so much, Mayowa and the team. Trust me, this is the best June 12th I am celebrating. Sitting down and listening to all the amazing conversation from all these guys is really, really, really so refreshing. You understand? I was just busy taking notes. I've been busy just buzzing you guys on our office social media to say, hey, go after this guy. Where is Adesua? Where is this? Where I'm just so many of them who are just sharing and just communicating. Thank you so much, guys. In fact, you guys, just like Mayawa told you, the whole idea is to ensure we can take some of the conversations you have written down and turn it into a book, right? And the name of that book is going to be called Ijoba, right? Ijoba simply means, government. And it means the rating is going to be understanding demographic dividend and my call to action. So, and that is what we are talking about. I heard so many of you talk about so many things, and I'm saying to myself, I want to amplify this guy's voice. The world needs to hear them talk. And I'm still waiting for the Lillian from Brno, because Brno is like my second state now, third state, right? I want to know what she's doing and what she has to share with us. So thank you so much, every single one of you, for your insight, for all that you've shared with us today. And the concept of demographic dividend, like many of you have variously shared with us, is arguably one of the most powerful things that this country, Nigeria, needs to understand. I.e., one of the greatest advantage that we have as a country is our youth bulge. And that youth bulge can turn either into, a demographic burden or a demographic dividend. And on this platform, we want to see how it turns into a demographic dividend. And that is why we say, you know what? While there's going to be a bigger conversation at the University of Abuja by a very well-renowned professor. One of my mentors is going to be talking about this same topic in University of Abuja sometimes ago, as we're making efforts to launch one of the most powerful, programs, a master's PhD on youth development that's going to be run University of Abuja, and it's going to be coming to talk about, the power of demographic dividend. It just dawned on me that it would be nice to even get to hear what some of you have in terms of your understanding of demographic dividend. And I was so inspired to hear your feedback, and just it's not just defining what demographic dividend means. You guys were talking about your own call to action, and for me, that is just making my day. Thank you so much. And all of you, I'm going to still watch this video. I'm going to get my guys to watch this video to take note of all the very amazing conversation and input. And there might be a need for us to now even package it better, replan it, and so that your views, your voice, your notes, your internet, we package it and we make sure we create a rich, content out of it that you can share with your friends, you can share with your neighbor, you can share with your parent that, look, I am part of the amazing opportunity to discuss one of the most topical issues in the history of our country. So what am I trying to say? Basically, why am I here this morning? Number one is to congratulate every one of you who have participated and to really give you like a thumbs up. I've been doing the thumbs up on YouTube. I've been just trying to, I couldn't meet up with the speed at which you guys were dishing it. So many of you said so many things, and I just wanted to just go back and reflect, watch your own video yourself and reflect on what you have said and make sure you are not just only just saying it as a speech, but you are saying it as action. Right? So one of the things I want to say basically before I want to have, I hope she's ready. I hope Lillian Bruno is ready and all the other two guys that requested want to have an interaction, just about two of them per time. I just want to ask them a few questions so that we can just round up in about 12 minutes so that we can allow you guys to go, so that it's going to be about 2 hours. I just want to ask one or two questions, make it very interactive so that we can all move, forward. Adesua, fantastic. Adesua, you are on fire. Wow, I don't know whether I can see whether she's available. You said a lot of things that I figure the world needs to listen to you. You are a voice. You are very articulate, and I saw that you couldn't wait. You want to release it all. My wife to say stop now, calm down. You had so much in the inside of, just like many of all your other colleagues. So the question I want to ask you is, first of all, what did you study in school? And what do you want to do after NYC?
I studied biochemistry and molecular biology, sir. And presently, what I want to do after NYC, I sincerely do not know the part yet. But currently, I'm a certified virtual assistant. So I'm currently doing a bit of volunteering in the virtual assistant world, sir.
Excellent, excellent. Trust me, I don't know what batch or stream you are, but the kind of fire and the kind of commitment and the kind of content, that I saw.
I also do a bit of public speaking, sir.
Wow, you are a public speaker, my dear. Right. So what we need to do
I'm a local coordinator for African Students for Liberty, sir.
Fantastic. I mean, listen to you, listen to guy from Yobe, the guy from Bayelsa, every single one of you. I was just so impressed. And what we're going to do is we're going to put all your content together. We're going to refine it, and we're going to jump it out and get all of you to come back. And we're going to structure it better in a way that you can let your voice be. And we're going to mentor you to be the voice. This country needs voices of hope. People among you that's going to go among your fellow young people and begin to inspire them about what is possible. And this topic, understanding demographic dividend and my personal call to action, is a topic I want all of you to embrace and develop it and bring up conversation around it, even as we go, even on your YouTube, on your LinkedIn, on all your platform. Make it something important because it's a very topical issue that we're going to go on, So I'm happy to have you. All right. So thank you so much for your insight. Oh, fantastic. So while we are waiting for the other guys to also join, I mean, some of you are able to pick your name very quickly. I saw the other guys. I just wanted to just bring you back just to really ask that question since I couldn't get to stop you while you were talking. So let's have the other guys that I also did mention to you, Maiwa. But thank you very much, Adesua. I look forward to engaging you further
Thank
and
you so
working with
much, sir.
you to
I look
amplify
forward to
this
working with you,
conversation.
sir.
Excellent, excellent, fantastic. Oh, finally, we have Lily Favor. Ha. Lily, we have been missing you. This internet has, I hope your audio is okay now, Lily.
Yes, I think it's better now.
Oh, fantastic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Bonu.
Lafiata.
Oh, yeah, I was there in December and I had such an amazing time. Wow.
Okay.
So tell us, we've not been able to hear you. Tell us demographic dividend, your personal call to action.
Okay, youth demographic dividend. I don't want to go back to define what it is and what it's all about, the impact. I just want to highlight what we've been up to in Borno State and how we've been able to impact the youth and then teenagers. I think one of the things that made me put myself out there to Maiduguri, coming here as a COP member, I was uncertain to what I will meet in Maiduguri. But I met Mr. Mayowa at Youth Empowered event, and I saw the hunger in Borno State youth. They want to learn, but they don't have this access to what they need to learn. They don't have the information. So one of the things we are able to do is to bring access to the right information, the right skill, and then what to project them out there beyond the insecurities for people to be able to see that there's light in Maiduguri, and Maiduguri can actually produce good tech ideas that can actually bring results not just to the state but even to the nation at large. One of the things we've done is to train people on digital skills. We're able to train both the secondary schools, universities on basic computer knowledge. It could be basic to us from other a part of the nation, but to them is not basic because they've not had the opportunity. Why their minds are still backwards because of the insecurities around them.
Don't use
We've been
that
able
word
to
again. Their
bring.
minds are not backward. Don't use that word. Their minds are
Oh,
not backward.
sorry. Sorry
Right?
about that.
Listen to somebody like this lady from Katsina. That was huge, and I want her to come back. If you can find that lady from Katsina, I need her to come back. We need to talk. But go ahead, Lily.
All right, so we've been able to train them, and then recently we collaborated with the Abroni information communication technology to bring these digital skills such as web designing, software design, and software development. And we can see the interest because the number of the youths coming out to learn this to show that they are really interested in making this change. They are really interested in contributing to their states. So in essence, the setback in Maiduguri is access to the right information and the right channel of knowledge. Where we don't have people coming in to train these people on how to become better. So we need people to train them. There are ideas that need nourishing. There are ideas that need mentorship. There are ideas. We've seen people bring ideas that can actually transform the situation of people in Maiduguri, but they don't have the right mentorship, the right information. So that
They have you, Lily. They have you. So right. So I'm in fact today you and I were starting a project, right? So when I came to Maiduguri in whatever, I had a session and I was supposed to be on the stage with the governor, and in overnight, some young men, some amazing young men I met in Maiduguri, they sold me five babarigas in less than how many hours, and I wore one of them, and everybody was, "Wow, you're looking so nice." One of the dresses I still wear often these days. Because of them, some of my folks who are all over the place, they saw the clothes. They've bought things more than 5 million naira from those guys in Maiduguri between December and now. So the task I'm giving to you, I'm going to get your number. I'm going to send you some of them. They don't even have a Google business profile. They don't. And if you know how to do Google business profile, I will give you a list of them. Work with your team to ensure all of them, so that they can get visibility. And by the time they get visibility, we can now work with them to ensure we aggregate them, For example, if you're able to say www.meduguri or meduguri.ng, and you're able to aggregate some of all those businesses that you are able to put on, while I was going to say Walai, you will have done something great and amazing, for them. But they have you. And because you are there and you have seen the need, I served in Zamfara State. I never wanted to leave. I never, because I just asked myself, what am I going back to do in Lagos? Because I was needed, I was relevant, and I was adding value, right? So please, this is awesome, and I'm so happy that we finally can hear you. And I'm going to reach back to you on how to onboard some of these my customers in Meduguri. I need them on Google Business Profile so that they don't have to send it to me via WhatsApp. They have amazing product, and you can be the one managing their product. If you have close about 10 to 20 or 30 of them, you're able to set up their Google Business Profile, and you're able to help them to like kind of be a concierge, who more like kind of interface between them and other customers from all over the world. Who knows? I'm just saying. Anyway, so thank you very much, Lily. It was so beautiful having you. Am I going to have Fatima? Fatima, you don't know what you've done. I've listened. You know what I did to your write-up? I put your write-up on PDF, and I put you on audio, and I was not playing it. When I was hearing it about Katsina Tech City, I was like, what is this? Who is this? And so now seeing you, hearing you was just amazing. And let me tell you one thing. You're the Director General of the Katsina Tech Center is my very good friend. I'm going to call him and say, I have found Fatima, and if he's not working with you, if she's not working with you, I need to work with Fatima. So Fatima, nice work.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent. All right. So tell me, what level are you doing Katsina Tech City, like a personal CDS project, and how can we help you?
Katsina Talent City is a project that we do even at the Cadix. They were the one that gave me the backing. The Katsina Directorate of ICT, the Director General. He gave me, when I first came back to Katsina, because I was born and brought up here, it was Cadix that accepted me. I don't know anyone, any tech.
He's an amazing guy, let me tell you.
So,
he's a fantastic guy.
Yes. So when Katsina Talent City was coming up, he still gave me the lead of the project, and he started giving me more collaborative partners like Lumilab, whereby we've been going backstage, trying to bring up everything. Even the platform will still be, we are launching very soon, the Katsina Talent City, because it is so hard. Even me, when I came, I am a talent. I don't even know where to start from. I was like, what can I do? Where can I start from? There are a lot of people with talents that they are unable to showcase their talents. They are not able to meet opportunity, the right opportunity. There are jobs out there, but how can I get that job? I don't know. So I had to start striving. Though NYC put me to a school, they didn't post me to Cadix, but I still go to that school because of my dedication to working with Cadix. I'll go to that school from 7 to 1. Once the school closes, from 1, I'm going to Cadix.
Wow.
Just to go and learn, learn and work on my project. I go to Cadix Monday to Sunday just to be available and show up.
No, there is no way you will meet the DJ and you not want to work with him. Trust me.
Yes,
so what I want to advise you, Fatima, is whatever you are doing with this, your project, Katsina Talent City, let's make it a personal CDS. It's going to, for example, one of our guys in FCT, he just won the DJ award. I'm very sure he's going to also win the presidential award, right? So find a way. I mean, talk to Mayowa to teach you how to push it in like a personal CDS with the backing of Cadix, with the backing of Mind the Gap, and you're able to kind of build that platform where you aggregate all the talents in Katsina and you're able to showcase them to the rest of the whatever, and you're able to tell them, hey, Katsina got talent, Katsina got talent. Come if you are looking for someone to develop your whatever website, talk to us. I trust me, it's going to be a project.
I already have a developer. He's developing. He's the technical assistant to the governor.
Fantastic. You see now? So let's make it a personal. I don't want NYC to lose out because NYC is the one giving you the platform. Make it a personal CDS project with the collaboration you already have. You are able to get it faster. It's going to move faster if you leverage the NYC to even say, you know what, I want to aggregate even every core member who wants, in fact, you can make it a platform through which anybody that wants to recruit core members can come through. So as core members are landing in Katsina, say, hey, I'm a talent, so I'm in Katsina, I'll go and register. So that people are looking for core member for their PPA, they can come there, and you are going to make sure that the guys you on board and you train, they are quality guys. So that if everybody come to recruit a core member for their PPA from Katsina Talent City, they know that no, if you are looking for a good core member, just go to Katsina Talent City. All right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Let's
sir.
do this. I was amazed at your pitch, and we're going to be talking together. We're going to be harmonizing what you are doing, and trust
right.
God, trust that you are going to do a great stuff. All right. So my regards to the
sir.
DJ is my very very
All
good
right.
friend. It's everywhere we
Thank you,
go to.
sir.
All right. So
Yeah.
thank you,
To anybody
guys.
that wants to reach out, I'm Fatima Muhammad Bashir everywhere, all my social media. So anybody that
Fantastic.
wants to reach out to collaborate, volunteer, work with me and all, I'm Fatima Muhammad Bashir, all places.
Excellent. Fantastic. And thank
Thank you,
say
sir.
thank you to all the team that are working with you there. I can see they are prompting and guiding and helping the mic, holding the phone for you. Excellent. So, guys, because it's 12, I just want to wrap up. You guys have made my day. I had a few things I wanted to share around, things about demographic dividend. I think you guys have lived it. It's not about sharing the definition. You guys have already expressed it. Demographic dividend simply means that instead of us, when you do business, you must get interest. What you derive from an investment is called what's called a dividend. So when Nigeria and Africa has the largest youth bulge, in fact, one of the things that have been identified that can make Nigeria and Africa a superpower. That this one is not even from me. I was at the program at Washington D.C. and I have this woman coming all the way from Australia, and she was doing a presentation at George Washington University, and she was going to do a presentation to say, look, some of the countries that has the potential to be a superpower, and I saw Nigeria. I had to call my friend from CBN and my friend from Smith, and I were together in that program. And hey, did you hear that? She didn't even know we are from Nigeria. And she gave some ideas of how Nigeria can become a superpower. And one of it is by maximizing our demographic dividend. That Nigeria and Africa is going to resource the world, whether we like it or yes. But we're not going to resource them by just jackpine without skill. We're not going to resource the world by just going through the Mediterranean Sea to actually go and look for quote and unquote greener city. We're going to be able to be useful in all those European countries when we have the skills and the talents that they need at every level. So no matter what, even if you want to go into your side and you want to learn how to do plumbing, but you want to do it with certification, with technology, Europe and all those other global world, they need you. But you need to just make sure that you are not going to be a burden when you get there, but you have the skill and the competence that are required to make you integrate, get into the system, be connected, and actually be able to actually earn the dollar, the pounds, whatever it is that you want to earn there. So basically, we're going to be continue this conversation because it's our conversation, and we're going to take it forward even as we plan to aggregate all your thoughts and write that book. It's just going to be an aggregation of all the thoughts that you guys have shared, and we're going to share it. But it's going to be a e-book. We're going to share it, make it free for every core member. And as we're going to build all this conversation, some of the projects like this, Katsina Tech City, and all the other projects, Talent City, all projects that all of you are doing, we're going to ask those of you that want us to work with you to really, really amplify and make it do better, so that you as a person, you're not just saying, oh, Nigerian youth, they are an asset, not a liability. I am displaying it in my life by what I'm doing with myself. I have a good career, I have the skill, I have the competencies. Not only do I have a good job, I have my own business, but I'm also contributing to impacting the life of other people in my community. So until we are able to get at least a minimum of 10 core members who are excellent in every local government, we're not going to give up. So let's keep going on, and I look forward to actually engaging you further. Mind the Gap and Mayowa and all the team that have made this happen. You've made my June 12th. With you, I'm very, very certain that we will be able to engage these young people, and we're going to get the best out of them, because our time is over. I just want to stop here. I hope I didn't disappoint. I wish I could talk more, but engaging these guys just made my day. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, can we celebrate Mr. Tayo Oloshinde? When I told you he's a believer of all the youths, I told you. He came and all he wanted to say was just to communicate with these people. He saw talent in them. Adesua, from nowhere, has become someone who Mr. Tayo is interested in. Fatima, from nowhere, is someone Mr. Tayo is already interested in. Thank you so much, sir, for all you do for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this junction, you've heard from Mr. Tayo. We are going to continue this conversation either on a WhatsApp group, on LinkedIn, on X, on this same channel, right? We are coming back here so much with so much energy. Get prepared for us because you will keep seeing us in your faces. Thank you, sir. God bless you. And to everyone who has joined in this section, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And don't forget, post on your social media. Tell us what you have been doing, how it has been your personal call to action, and tag Mind the Gap, tag Digital CDS, tag Digital Literacy CDS, tag NYSE. Even any of us you think you can tag Mr. Tayo so we can all see it, so that he can see it, and we can actually develop this great ideas and great innovation. We sign out from here. We say thank you to all the team back end that has made this possible. We say thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this little step you're taking? I hope you're not just sitting down. I hope you're doing something. Let us start something if you have not started before. And don't forget, you're the best version of yourself. God bless you. Till we see again next National CDS meeting. I remain Auditor David Mindegab, the National Project Coordinator for DL for all CDS. Thank you, Mindegab, and God bless you, everyone.